Hello and welcome back to my channel. You look like you're wobbling a bit, so I'm going to try not to touch the table too much. If you've never been around here before, my name's Lizzie. I'm married to Dan and we live in our flat in North London with our fur baby Mabel, who's a cat, and our 22-month-old son Constantin, who most of the time we call Stan. So this is going to be a video about the toys and the books and the things that Stan's really loving at the moment. I noticed before Christmas that he was having a bit of a kind of developmental leap, I guess, and showing a difference in the way he wanted to interact with toys and books. And so it was a really nice time to be thinking intentionally about what are the gifts that we're going to get him for Christmas. It's his second Christmas ever because he was born in March, and the first one was lovely, but obviously he didn't really know what was going on, so we bought him like one thing. Whereas this year we bought him 6 things. Still didn't want to go crazy, but things that we could give him throughout the morning for him to enjoy at different points of the day that we thought that he would love. And it turned out he really did love lots of them, and it was noticeable that they helped him kind of enjoy play in a different way, or that he would make a connection because of the character, and so there was excitement around that. So I wanted to share with you, I guess it's a bit of a like what Stan got for Christmas, but it's kind of not really that, because the reason I'm wanting to show you isn't just to show you this is what we gave him, but it turns out the things that we gave him and some things that other people got him have really helped him get excited about play and learning in a slightly different way for the stage that he's at. So as I say, he's 22 months old. He'll turn 2 at the beginning of March. So yeah, it's the time that we've been thinking about like what are the things that he would really enjoy playing with and what kind of books. And we've been thinking about that because there's Christmas and then a couple of months later his birthday. So I thought I would share that with you guys in case that's helpful, in case you're buying any gifts for an about 2-year-old toddler. So yeah, I'm gonna crack right on. So the first thing that I've got a few bits from other people that I might show you, but I'm going to show you the 6 things that we got him and why. And so the first thing I realised that I definitely wanted to get him was actually sort of his main present and the last thing that we gave him, and that is because he has fallen in love with Paddington Bear. And obviously, haven't we all fallen in love with Paddington Bear? He won't be watching the movies anytime soon. Oh my goodness, Paddington 2, it's amazing, but such a tearjerker. Anyway, my mum and dad actually got him this book, not for Christmas, but ages ago, for his sort of naming service at church. He hasn't been baptised yet, but we did like a welcome naming ceremony type thing, and they bought him this Paddington at St Paul's book, which he completely fell in love with. But it's quite a big book and we're really fond of it, and it's got an inscription from mum and dad, and we kind of didn't want it to get ruined. So a couple of months ago I bought him a little Paddington library of small board books. So there's 4 different books, and they're all just little books, and they're board books, so they're easier for Stan, and he is completely obsessed with these, like completely obsessed, to the point that when I gave them to him that day, he was almost like in tears with excitement and was like, I want to hold all 4 at the same time, I've dropped one, oh my goodness, why can't we read them all at the same time? And he's like calmed down slightly from the hysteria of loving them, but he absolutely loves these and we look at them all of the time. So I decided that we would get him a cuddly Paddington for his Christmas present. So we've done that, and I will show you him, but I'm going to show you him towards the end because that's his main gift, and I'm just going to show you the other bits that we got as well. So the first thing that we gave Stan was, there are 2 books that I chose him. One is this one that I picked up from Sissy Wares. Obviously I'll link everything and everyone below, but this is an illustrator I really love. Sorry if you can hear weird scratching, that's because Mabel's having a wee in the litter tray. This is by Anna Kovexis. Sorry Anna, I'm sure that's really badly pronounced, but I love this illustrator and I follow her on Instagram and I'll link her up. But this book I got from Sissy Wares. It's really beautiful and it's called 1000 Things, and it's just lots of learning about colours and shapes and seasons and I love the illustrator, but also Stan's really enjoying learning things and words and being able to point to things and saying what they are, and so this is a really, really nice one to encourage that kind of learning. So there's like a teddy, bed, pillow, clock, books, you know, it's all, everything's named and labelled so that the child can learn what the things are called and recognise them from their own life. So that was a real success. I kind of got that just because I loved it, and I didn't really realise how much Stan would enjoy it and how developmentally it's really, really helpful for where he's at right now. So he's loving that. And then the other book we got him is The London Noisy Bus. So the reason I got him this one is because he inherited a London bus by the same people from his cousins, which I have stuck back together again, I don't know how many times, with gaffer tape and things. But this is the original, which has wheels that can move, which is cute. And it's got all of the sights of London, but like the cover's off, the back cover's off. It's completely falling to pieces, but the reason it's falling to pieces is because it was secondhand to him, but also because he loves it and is obsessed with it, and even just like will carry around like the back of it and be like, bus. So when I saw After Noah, a shop in North London on Upper Street, there's a really lovely shop that I'll also link below. This is the new edition with a beeping wheel. Mabel's now on the table, and so I got him this, and when he opened this in the morning, he absolutely loved it, and you could see his face light up. Mabel, this is so unhelpful. You could see his face absolutely light up. He really recognised that it was a replacement to the old book, so that went down really, really well, and he has been looking at that every single day since we gave it to him. So those were the two books that we got him. So that's 2 down. The other thing that I got him, Mabel, come on. He has been really, really obsessed with aeroplanes. So where we live, a fair number of aeroplanes fly overhead, and he in the pram is always, particularly if we're out in the park in a big open space, he's always looking for aeroplanes, and he points and goes until we'll look at it and say plane, and he'll say plane, and it's been really sad but really fun. Probably sounds really lame to other people, but it's been really, really lovely, and if we see one before him, we're like, plane Stan, look, and his face lights up. So what I wanted to do obviously was buy him a toy aeroplane, and I went for this one by Playmobil. It's like a baby Playmobil one for 2 years, and what's so nice about it, I mean, obviously it's not the most realistic aeroplane in the world because it's got a complete hole in the top. It's like a convertible aeroplane. But what was so good about this, I mean, first he was just like, oh my goodness, and realised it was an aeroplane and was super psyched. But he has been really enjoying his Duplo that was hand-me-down again from his cousins. But he always gets the little guy and then like wants us to be responsible for putting it in the thing. So he will be like, he gives it to us and then he wants us to put it in because it's got those bits and it actually has to like go in. So he loves it, but he sort of expects us to do that because he can't quite or couldn't quite do it by himself. Whereas with this one, you literally just lift them out and put them back in again, and there's no, like, you can, if you do it properly, push them and they click. But if you don't do that, it's no big deal. So he feels like he can do this completely by himself. And it's got a pilot, it's got a passenger, and the passenger has 2 suitcases that go in the back. So yeah, Stan was so excited to get this. So that was really, really lovely. It's so nice that I took the time to think, like, what are the things that he'll really enjoy, and he very much affirmed all of my decisions. So I'd really, if your kid likes aeroplanes and would enjoy this and the dexterity that they learn from being able to put them in and out themselves, then I would really recommend this Playmobil aeroplane, which again I will link below. So the other thing that we started thinking about is Brio, and it's partly because another character that he's fallen in love with. So Brio, if you don't know, is that kind of wooden track where all of the bits get put together and you can put trains and cars and all sorts of things over it on the tracks. And as I understand it, the IKEA stuff, which is really affordable, links in with the Brio stuff, which is lovely but slightly more expensive, maybe a bit more special. And what we decided is he wasn't, from him playing with that at other people's houses, he wasn't quite ready for like a full track and all of that stuff, but it would be nice to introduce some elements. And another character other than Paddington that he has completely fallen in love with, Mabel's being a bit skitty, is Thomas the Tank Engine. So he's received a couple of Thomas the Tank Engine books as hand-me-downs and also a puzzle, and he's been obsessed with that puzzle. And so what I thought would be really nice was to get him a little Thomas the Tank Engine Brio train. So you can get different ones of these. Obviously they've all got some plastic on them, but this is like the wooden version, so all of this bit is wooden. They're a little bit more expensive, but as we were just buying just this one piece, we thought that that was really nice to start his collection, and that perhaps he could get more for his birthday in March. And also what we decided, I was chatting with my mum, what we thought would be nice is he'd get this in the morning at our house. We're having Christmas at my mum and dad's, and their present to him would be the Thomas the Tank Engine bridge. So this comes in 3 parts like this, and they link together. I'll lift it up for you. And this is the bridge. So obviously you get tracks that would then join up either side of this, and tracks could run underneath. So at some point, the book that he's got has got the bus called Bertie having a race with Thomas, so we're going to get a Bertie and a track that goes underneath, so that Bertie's on the road and Thomas is on the bridge, and it's all very cute. So he loves just Thomas in himself, but then when we went to Mama and Papa's house, which is what he calls my mum and dad, and they gave him the bridge, he was later in the afternoon, he was super excited to have a new way of playing with his little Thomas. So that was a real success, and as I say, they're going to get him the track for his birthday and maybe a couple more of the Thomas characters. So that's a really nice kind of start to a new gift that we can keep developing. And this was, I think, 15 quid for the bridge, and Thomas was more like £11 or something. So if you buy tons and tons of it in one go, it could get really pricey, but if you do it in little stages like we're doing, it's quite affordable. So that was really nice, and again, it's this thing that he's at a stage now that he understands from the book that this is Thomas, and that completely lit him up. So that was lovely. A random last minute gift when we were buying books for other friends and family at a shop near us called Ink. I think it's called Ink 84. It's on Blackstock Road in Islington, and we noticed, as I say, when we were buying other things, so the third character that Stan has become obsessed with is Tintin, and so that's really cute for us because Stan is Constantin and some of the time we call him Tintin, so he's just fallen in love with Tintin completely of his own accord. We've got some Tintin books, like Daniel's got his own Tintin comics, and Stan just loves them and wants to look at them and has learned who Tintin is, but he also is obsessed with packs of cards. So if you are going to a friend's at the last minute and you just don't know what to take with you, you're not able to take toys, and you have a 22 or 18 months to 2-year-old, it might go further than that, pack of playing cards. So he absolutely loves playing cards. He loves the chaos of them being able to just be dropped and then be everywhere, and the fun of like picking them up and moving them around, but he also really enjoys holding a whole deck, and he will take one off and put it down, and he'll hand it to you, and he'll want you to say what it is. So you could say the number, but we've also got packs of cards, like we've got some ones from Marvel, so we'll say which Marvel character, and with these it will be which Tintin character, and he absolutely loves that. The other thing that he loves doing is taking them all out and then putting them back in one at a time if you hold the box for him, and so obviously that's really good for his motor skills and dexterity, and so he really enjoys doing that with them. And what's really nice about these Tintin cards, in particular Tintin playing cards, is that they're not just Tintin, they're Tintin cars. So Sam, as lots of little kids are, is obsessed with vehicles and cars, and so this gift is cards, which he loves, Tintin, which he loves, and cars, which he loves. So they're all illustrations from Tintin comics, but they're when Tintin or other characters are in cars. So that was a complete last minute thing that Dan noticed, but they have been a complete winner. And I would just recommend, if you haven't tried it out, maybe play with a pack of cards with your kid and see if they love it as much as Stan does. And then our final present, the 6th present that we got him, we didn't want to go mad and do any more than that. I mean, it was going to be 5 until the cards, but this was the last thing that we gave him before we left for church in the morning. And this is Padda. So Mabel, can you get your butt out of the way? May also loves Padda. Don't you, sweetie? Okay, let's move out of the way. So I thought quite a lot about, obviously there's lots of different cuddly Paddingtons on the market, and I thought quite a lot about which one to get. But something that Stan really loves is taking things off and putting them back on again, or taking them out of something and putting them back in. So I went for the one where you can actually take all of his clothes off and put them back on. So it came with little kind of stitches in places, so I had to carefully the night before Christmas unpick things so that it was possible, and the boots had little plastic things, that you use a gun to put a price tag on, so I had to pick things away. But this Paddington, which wasn't cheap, I think he was about 30 quid or maybe slightly more, I got him from John Lewis, but retrospectively I've seen that you can get him from other shops, so I sort of wish I'd got him from an independent store, but anyway, I got him from John Lewis. So his hat comes off, which much to Stan's excitement, and he has a little suitcase that says PB, and his wellies come off, and his coat comes off. These are little toggles. And Stan has been so cute. He's really soft, and Stan has got to an age now where he actually likes cuddling his cuddly toys, which is so cute. That's not something he's massively done before. It's more been lining them up or moving them around. Mabes, honestly, you're being ridiculous. And he also obviously has the "please look after this bear, thank you" tag. So we have spent a lot of time taking Paddington's clothes on and off over and over again, but he has been a complete hit in terms of play and where Stan's at and the kind of play that you can do with this cuddly toy, but also the recognition of love on his face of just being Padda has come to see me, he's my Padda. So that has been really, really lovely. So I feel like we got a really good balance of things that Stan loves because of understanding and making connections and being excited about the characters, but also things that developmentally were just the right time that he's at for that kind of play. So taking things on and putting them, taking things off and putting them back on again, but also the sorts of books and toys that we've chosen. So I just wanted to share that with you in case any of those things are of interest. You, like us, might have a birthday for a toddler coming up relatively soon after Christmas, so it might be helpful to know the things that went down really, really well with Stan and things he loved. I also just wanted to show you a couple of other things that aren't things that we got him, but are alternatives and things that he's fallen in love with too. So our friends Rosa and Ollie this is coincidence, but bought an aeroplane as well. I think they had heard and known that Stan was obsessed with aeroplanes, but this aeroplane is Brio, so it's really nice that it's going to be able to be part of the development of the toys that he has. And this one is really cool. It's actually cleverer than our one because it has a lid that comes off and then you put your characters in, and he does find this one a little bit harder to take them in and out and wants a bit of help, but he loves the fact that you can close it and then you can still see the characters through the windows. So actually it's really nice having both of them because it's like we've got a little airport, so he often plays with them together. So that's another really nice aeroplane option, which I will link below, and it came with 2 passengers and a piece of luggage as well. And actually I haven't got it right here with me, but it's got steps with wheels that connect so that they can walk down the stairs when they come out, which is really cute because it's got the magnetic thing that then will connect to another thing. So if we wanted to, he can have the wheels connected to Thomas going over the bridge. So it's got that addition of another little kind of, even though they're stairs, but another little vehicle. So yes, that's everything I wanted to share with you really. Thank you so much for watching. If you have found this helpful, I would love it if you would give the video a thumbs up. I never bother saying this stuff because I'm a very new YouTuber, but if you wanted to give it a thumbs up, that would be amazing, because then more people will see it. And I would love to hear in your comments below any suggestions you have that you think would be great for Stan for his second birthday, which is in March, or for any other toddlers whose parents might be watching this video. Yeah, so we're really interested in things that are beautifully made, that you want to keep for a long time, that developmentally are at the right place for him, but also, yeah, are things that he will love and really, really enjoy. And we like to be, even though this is quite a lot of stuff, it's been really well thought out and is actually exactly what he needed right now. Most of his toys have been hand-me-downs to this point, so actually it's been really fun to have the opportunity to choose some things ourselves that are just right exactly for him. So yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts and suggestions, and to know what your toddlers loved getting for Christmas, or if you're watching this another time of year, just things that they've loved, so that we can have a bit of a pool of information for people. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, there are going to be more videos coming like this, but I also will be recording some home tour stuff. I kind of work in design. I'm an illustrator and surface pattern designer, but also do bits and bobs in interiors. So I'll be sharing more of my home, and there are already some vlogs up on the channel if you want to look at those. So yeah, thanks again. Bye.